Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Funday with Paul and Judy. How are you guys today?
It's that time of day again?
It is that time of day again.
Okay.
Yep. So we cheers you, and we wish you a happy weekend. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. We have. It's
We did.
really beautiful here in Florida.
Yeah, this is what we call winter here. We're loving it. We actually went to an XFL game yesterday, the home opener for the Vipers.
If you follow our tweets, you probably saw that we were tweeting about it yesterday from the game. Hashtag ready to strike.
And speaking of ready to strike, we're ready to hear where you're watching from.
Oh my gosh,
City and
yes.
state, we love that.
So when you get a chance in the comment section, tell us where you're from. And we thought it might be fun to let you know how many cities and states we've heard from only in the last 2 weekends, because we mentioned this to you before. And actually, the majority of these came through 2 weekends ago, because last weekend we had a guest,
So we didn't
Ron
really-
Maestri,
yeah.
so we weren't paying as much attention. But listen to this, it's really fun.
Okay.
We're going to
All
keep
ears.
tabs on it.
All right.
So we heard from New Jersey, specifically Stone Harbor and South Jersey. We heard from Georgia, people in Flowery Branch and South Georgia. We heard from Kentucky, and one of the cities was Middlesboro. That is your writing.
Yes, it is my writing. Yeah, that's me.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did.
Middlesboro. Okay.
Yes, you did.
From West Virginia, we had people watching from West Virginia, and one specifically from Newell, West Virginia. Tennessee was watching, specifically Northwest. There were some people from Illinois, and one specifically put Naperville, Illinois. We heard from people in Ohio. We heard from South Carolina, and Anderson was one of the cities that wrote in. We heard from Maine. Old Town
And
was
I
one of the
said,
cities.
aren't they all in Maine?
I think you actually said that about Vermont. Maybe it was Maine. Anyway, I think you're right, because you said Old Town, and that was your comeback.
Yes.
We heard from Washington State, Indianola specifically.
Never heard of that.
We heard from people in North Carolina. Oh, in Pennsylvania, we heard from people in Franklin, Aliquippa, Montgomeryville, and Westchester, our old stomping ground. We heard from Texas, Royce City, San Antonio, and Austin.
Love those cities.
We heard from Colorado, and specifically Colorado Springs. Some of you wrote in and just said your state, so we're giving the cities that actually specified which city, but
Okay.
some of these were just the state.
Okay.
So from California, quite a lot of cities. Carlsbad, Menifee, Santa Rosa, Thousand Oaks, the central coast of Florida, and Southern California. So that was really impressive, especially since it's 9 in the morning your time, because this is live.
Joy says, show me Missouri.
Ah, okay. Missouri's here too. I'll get there in just a second. Oh, I'm getting there right now, actually. It's right below California. Missouri.
Yeah.
So you got to tell us what city, and then
All right.
we'll add that to our list. So we heard from New York, specifically Buffalo, Central New York, and Chappaqua. Yes.
I have to help her with my writing. I'm going to type it out for next week. So.
That'll be easier. This is fun, you guys. All right, so we've heard from Detroit, Missouri, Southern California. As we continue, we did hear from Maryland. And those of you from Maryland, specifically Gaithersburg and Eastern Shore, wrote in. From Arizona, we heard from somebody from Surprise, Arizona. In Michigan, we heard from people in Detroit and in Adrian. In Rhode Island, we heard from someone in Coventry, Rhode Island. In Florida, our home state here, we heard from Orlando and Reddington Shores.
Okay.
Massachusetts in the house, and we heard from people in Cape Cod.
Your old stomping ground.
Yeah, my dad's place of birth. Indiana, we heard from Northwest Indiana. And these were the states where we just got states, but we didn't get any specific cities. We heard from Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Connecticut, Vermont, and Virginia, and we even heard from someone in San Miguel, Mexico. So isn't that fun? I mean, how far and wide this reaches. We were just really impressed that we decided to write it all down from 2 weeks ago's broadcast. So let us know where you're writing from. We'd love to see that.
And if you have any questions, we try and get to those as well.
Yes,
but
for sure.
first, let's do updates on what's going on. What the heck is going on with YouTube?
You start.
I start?
Uh-huh.
Okay, first of all, my YouTube channel is Paul DC Gemstones. And
Go ahead. I was going to reach for something, and then I forgot we're using a different system today, so so I don't have it.
you don't have it.
Don't have it.
Yeah, we're not on B Live today.
Bradenton, Florida.
Okay.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And the Bronx, New York. That's awesome. I love seeing this. New Jersey. We saw Illinois. Lansdale, Pennsylvania. That's a new one. Western Kentucky. That's a new one. And Catskills, New York.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one. Pretty place.
I love the cat. I used to go up there. There's a place where they did rock scrambling. I forget the...
Rock scrambling. What is
Yeah.
that?
Was it Mohawk? I forget where it was. It's like not like climbing a mountain, but they call it hiking and over the rocks, and it was rock scrambling. I think they called that.
Oh, how
so that was
interesting.
kind of fun out there.
So we have Monroe Township. We have Newcastle, California. Crowell. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee. Jacksonville, Florida. California. New Hampshire. Oh my gosh, how fun! I know,
right,
it really
so,
is. I want to put pins now in a map. Get a great big map like the size of this screen.
The YouTube channel is Paul DC Gemstones, and my course in gemstones, which is free, called the Color Gemstone Academy, will debut on this coming Saturday.
Which is the 29th.
Leap Day.
Leap Day, yeah.
So, also, along those lines, I had some weird comment on the YouTube channel. Somebody
freak
said,
you out?
No, not really. That's fine. We're gonna.
He doesn't get freaked
We're gonna
out.
take our own poll. Somebody said, "Dude, seriously, you look ill."
I was surprised by that comment.
So let's get a poll going. Do I look ill or do I not look ill?
I don't think you look ill. I think you look really healthy. But part of the reason I think that came through is because he plays basketball 5 or 6 days a week, and I think he's slimmed down so much that that's what you're seeing. But he's very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy.
In fact, you should talk about, speaking of health, the letter that you got in the mail. I think they'd be interested.
So yesterday, since this is Sunday, I just didn't look at it until today. I got something in the mail from the Texas Back Institute, and they have I think a research department or something like that. Because we figured out 15 years ago this month, I had back surgery.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I really, my L5, for those of you that know the discs, was shot. It was kaput.
Yeah,
and
it was bad. It was bone on bone.
Got to the point I couldn't play sports, couldn't play basketball.
You couldn't even tie your shoes.
No, I couldn't.
It was so painful for him to even bend down at all.
So back then, I had what's called a disc replacement. And that was relatively new at that time in the United States, although they've been doing it in Europe for 2 decades before then. Anyway, long story short, it was very successful. I've been no limitations in my back, no pain. And so I got a little questionnaire. They're doing a study, so I had to fill it out and follow up.
Yeah.
Like
Isn't that great?
So it's been 15 years.
Yes.
And I proudly wrote in there that I'm playing basketball 4 or 5 times a week, competitively against 20 to 40-year-olds.
And it was, thinking back 15 years ago, you know, when anybody goes in to have any surgery and they're put under, you always wonder if it's all going to go well. Fingers are crossed. And I was sitting in the waiting room, and it was about maybe an hour 15, and the doctor came out and he said, you know, your husband did very well. It all went really fine and good. He should be in the recovery room. You'll be able to see him shortly. And that day, within 4.5 hours, he was walking around the floor that he was on, dragging his drip line with him. And he wasn't there, but you talked about a guy who had come into your room, and he said, are you the guy that I just saw walking the hall, and you just had back surgery? What did he say to you? Because hadn't he had back surgery?
Because I can't believe you're walking. I said, well, they said as long as you feel up to it to walk. And he said, I was in an accident.
Motorcycle accident, I think.
Like 3 or 4 years ago, and I had a fusion.
Yeah.
And he said, I was laid up. I was immobile for 6 months. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah, so it was really something. So I find it interesting that they did a follow-up, that they're doing a follow-up study, and I'm happy that they are, because obviously it means that they're still doing the disc replacement surgeries.
I meet a lot of people, whether playing sports or not, that tell me back issues or knee issues or whatever. And I always say, if you have lower back issues, run, don't walk, to the Texas Spec Institute because
Yeah.
it gave me my life back. I
They were great.
definitely say that.
So we've heard from Shads Ford, Yonkers, Cincinnati, Ohio. There was Scranton, Pennsylvania that's come through. We have a lot of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And now I did hear you say that, or see you say that it keeps cutting out, and I'm not sure what that's about because we have a brand new microphone. Look at this. It's like R2D2. So I'm not sure what that's about.
For that comment.
Yeah, exactly. But I kept looking at it thinking, it looks just like it came out of Star Wars.
Yeah, so we want to know, and I will, let me address this because a couple of times that we've done this, whether it is on B Live or not, we've had comments saying, oh, it's kind of fuzzy. And it might be a little bit fuzzy at the beginning. We don't know why, but then it clears up. And other times we hear people talking that it's fuzzy, but it's not for us. So I'll give you what we've learned over this trial and error for the last year and a half or two, and that is upload and download speeds.
Yep.
And you can check that on your computer. And all you do is type in speed test, and it'll test how fast your upload speed is and how fast your download speed is.
Yes. And upload is what's important to us because it's what's broadcasting out to you all. Download speed is how quickly your computer is getting information as you're searching the web or you're writing emails. So for us, the upload speed is the most important for the buffering issues that you might see.
And so sometimes if you're experiencing that on your end, it might be on your end.
Yeah,
So, and there's a couple of things that you can do. Number one, another lesson that we learned, I don't know, this is like tech guru, but,
yeah.
But these are things that we have learned and we'd like to share with you. So we had people come in from various sources to, okay, what's going on with our internet? We upped our internet and we did all this other stuff. One thing that we learned definitely is that if you can plug directly in an Ethernet connection, that's going to be better. It's always going to be better than Wi-Fi, period. There's no ambiguity about that. The other thing that we learned is sometimes, even if you're paying for a certain level of Wi-Fi, sometimes it isn't that. You can actually have somebody come in and check, I don't know how we can do that ourselves, but check where your signal's coming from, wherever your carrier is. Like we found out, even though we have a lot of coverage here in Tampa Bay, that we were being siphoned over to Miami, and we had a depressed signal because it was coming out of Miami. Why that happens, I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it was actually coming out of Miami or the speed test was just being done by a Miami server, because then when I went back in, I was able to choose a server that was closer to us over in Tampa Bay, and then I got a more accurate signal.
There's a lot of things that can affect
over my head
what you see. So anyway, did we finish my YouTube thing? I'm dropping that on Saturday. I haven't figured a time. I'm just going to say, I don't know, 10 in the morning on a Saturday.
Okay.
Because most people are off work. We'll have our courses. If you stay, it's always going to course. There'll be at the end of each course.
You have to take notes?
No. At the end of each course, I do some little instruction on specific gemstones. And the first one will be showing footage from Judy and me at the Brazilian amethyst mines.
The amethyst. And then are you going to cover the pristine mine too?
Yeah, that's going to be in lesson number 2.
Okay.
Lesson number 3 is shells. I talk specifically about abalone, but I talk about shells in general.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do at the end of lesson 4 yet.
Okay. Maybe turquoise.
Good idea.
That might be a good
Could be
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah. So speaking of YouTube, it's always fun for us to let you know a little bit about it, because I think most of the people who are watching our Facebook Lives are obviously very keen on Facebook, and you have a great friend list, and you're used to using that system for searching and just keeping in touch with people. But we've discovered YouTube in the last probably 6 to 7 months just to explore other ways to be able to upload videos and pass along information and start a channel. And so one of the videos that I did even showed you how you could watch our YouTube channels on your television
Smart TV.
if you have a smart TV. And I've been uploading workout videos every Monday morning. So kind of the thought process being that it's a good way to get your week started, and off to a good start, regardless of how much you partied on your weekend. And the good news is about those is that you can watch them again and again and again. I have a friend who has a couple of favorites that I've done, and she has her weights sitting right next to her fireplace. And she said, when I'm in the mood, I just turn on the TV. I know exactly on my smart TV where to go to find YouTube, get to your channel, and I do my 10-minute workout, and I'm done for the day. And sometimes she'll even do 2 or 3 in a row. If she wants a longer workout, she'll go from an arm workout into a leg workout and then back to another arm workout or something.
Yeah.
So that's something else that's kind of nice, because those videos stay on YouTube, and if you
Gives you
have
variety.
a Google account, you can go on YouTube and watch videos, and it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to have an account.
Yeah,
nothing like
don't
that.
confuse it with YouTube TV, which is a
Right.
subscription service.
As opposed to an app.
Right, but you can go on YouTube and just search for anything. You can search Judy's channel. You can actually search Judy Crowell, and every video you've probably ever been associated will come up.
Will come up. That's true.
But if you tune into the channel specifically, it's really kind of fun because you can comment. We can have one-on-one discussions. In my case, Gemstones, in Judy's case, about fitness, because there's nobody that has the right to be as Judy is after the age of 50.
You should see the girls in my class, though. Mm-hmm. I take a barre class, B-A-R-R-E, which is kind of a combination or a blend of Pilates and yoga and ballet. Mm-hmm. So they call it barre because there is a barre in the class, just like a ballet bar. Mm-hmm. And I was in ballet when I was 5 and 6 years old, so I kind of thought this is going to be interesting to do. Is that a dolphin?
It sounds like it to me.
I can't see it, but I feel like I can hear it.
I'll take a look. Hold on. Oh, I'm exposing all that sun.
Oh, I know. Sorry about that.
Yep.
It's a bright sunny day. You have to go into
I
this.
just saw him and he disappeared. Yeah.
What would it look like if we put the screen up? Would it be too sunny?
Would be completely
Blown
washed out. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we just
That's why we
kinda
have a little
sit in
screen
shadow.
behind us so you can see that.
You know, I wanted to talk a little bit too about what I've started.
Okay.
And I put it up on the screen. I've never done this before on Facebook, but there was a prompt that said you can kind of like give a shout out for a group you've started if you want to. So I decided to put it up on the screen, and it's a group that's also called Judy Crowell Style, kind of like a branding name. But I'm starting to offer workout clothes, and I'm actually wearing 2 of the items that I have available in my line. And I wanted to show you how cute this is. Despite all the glow from behind, he said, "Yeah, you kind of look like an angel." So I wanted to
You can
show
have that
how
glow
cute
following
that
you
is.
around. Yeah, so they understand.
Yes.
You have a top on.
Yeah.
You work out with, and this is like just a sweater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't wear
exactly.
that when you work out. You use to go
I
around.
just take the sweater off and
Right.
just have my regular yoga pants on.
Your yoga pants, and Judy now has so much more variety, and I know it's probably very, very difficult to outfit yourself sometimes without spending a lot of money.
That's true.
And so
But I also find that
you found a good way.
And yes, and so if you look for my group, that you have to join, but you just request to join, and then there are a couple of little questions that you answer. It'll say who invited you to the group and why do you want to be a part of the group. And I saw a lot of women say, well, Judy's the one who invited me, or Patty Riley, and I love to shop. And I love clothes, so good enough reason for me. But it's really been a lot of fun to do. And I like to, another thing about variety is just like when you put on clothes if you're going to a party or you're going out for dinner or even you're going to work, it's kind of like a mindset that you're putting on a look that you know is going to be appropriate for that activity. And I talk about an outfit that I work out in because to me that's motivating. And if I feel like I look good and I'm going to head off to class and I'm going to get something accomplished, it's like it's a mindset, it's a motivation, and it's a focus for you. So that's why I thought getting involved in offering a line of workout clothes would be just kind of so perfect, especially as I align it with my YouTube videos.
And you also tell everyone how important it is to get in the right mindset and uniform.
Exactly.
When you're working
I call
out.
it my workout
like
uniform.
No different than going to work every day. You're in the right
frame of mind, and
frame of mind,
you
yeah.
got to focus.
That's
And
kinda cool.
you get something accomplished.
What else? Oh, I know what we were going to say. How much time do we have? Are we running out of time?
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. Or if you guys want to talk about something else. But
I
wanted
I'm
to
sorry,
address...
I haven't been paying attention.
we don't normally have the ability to... and with our service, we have the ability to see you and highlight you.
Yes.
Can't today.
Yes, I'm kind of behind in seeing your comments.
We're just straight through Facebook today. Anyway, let's talk about something called the rumor mill.
The rumor telephone tag. It's alive and well.
So I've now heard from a couple of different people about rumblings about the Three Amigos.
I've seen it on Facebook.
And
Somebody's been talking about it.
And some sort of reunion tour or something like that. So all I can tell you is, between dealing with a shopping channel and managers, and yes, we had a band. We had a band that
You banded together.
Are we getting the band back together for the Three Amigos? All I can say is stay tuned.
Okay.
Because, the stars might have to align. We're not sure how that's going to work.
Giving away a secret.
No. There
are phone calls are going back and forth. I can tell you that.
Always had fun with the guys, that's for sure.
There are a lot of phone calls and there's a lot of laughter when he's on the phone.
And then
walking back and forth, actually out on the balcony, walking back and forth.
And then there's Minnesota at this time of year. Or
do you know what is ironic?
What?
Minnesota is not on my list.
Uh-oh, where are you?
Nobody's watching from Minnesota. That's so funny. Now that you say that, all of the states that I mentioned.
I see Asheville, North Carolina.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. To see all Southern California. And Rose loved the Kathy Levin visit. That was fun. We loved that too. And I actually put that on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it again or watch it for the first time if you didn't get a chance to see that. So we'll have to work on some more guests for our future broadcasts.
Yeah, I know we missed a telephone call from Paul Kelly the other day, so maybe we can revisit him, see what he's up to.
Yeah.
Who else have we not heard from in a while?
Oh, gosh. Well, Ellen Langus, who is a former host on QVC, she was in town too, but we didn't see her until after the Sunday FUNDAY broadcast was over. So we'd already talked, and then she was just here for an visit.
We're going to try and piece together some video from the birthday / Valentine's celebration. Of course, I'm going to have to get around copyrighted music in order to do this. So we'll have to see what we're going to do.
Sorry for the slurping. I think I came to the bottom of my soda water today. So
Is that a sign?
That it's done? Or that I've been drinking fast? One or the other. Well, I'm glad that you all wrote in. It's so good to hear your names, and I wish we could see your faces too, but we'll go back and reread all the comments that we weren't able to see in this particular broadcast. And questions or comments that we can answer at that time, we will.
So next week will be what?
Oh, Vanny said, I love the Three Amigos. Really should do, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's assume that there are some people watching who don't know what you're talking about
who
the Three Amigos are and were, and then the channel that you're referring to.
Okay, so for 9 years, okay, we were at what was originally Shop NBC, which became Shop HQ, which then became Yvonne, which then became Shop HQ again. But there were three guys doing gemstones there. Jewelry, and one was Chuck Clemency. He's been there for over 25 years.
Yeah, celebrate his anniversary.
Michael Valatutti was Canada, but he's been going there for almost 20 years. And then I had been there for 9 years, and we ended up becoming, it just grew organically, the Three Amigos. We had a lot of fun. We did some crazy remotes and things like that. And it just kind of got larger than life.
Yeah,
and
took on a life of its own.
And I guess when I left, the Three Amigos were disbanded. They didn't pick up anybody else.
No.
So
you're missed. You're so missed.
I don't know.
One of the things I just saw come through, Linda was asking if I could re-mention or reiterate about the workout fashions.
Okay.
And I have a group on Facebook that's also called Judy Crowell Style, just like my pages that you're watching now. So I just wanted to make it very easy to remember, kind of under a brand umbrella. And that in that group is where I talk about and show the fashions that I'm offering nowadays that are workout, and some are ready to wear, like the sweater. I mean, you could obviously wear it over your workout clothes, but it's kind of that perfect temperature out here to just throw on a lightweight sweater.
It's amazing right now.
So there's some things there too. So just look for that Judy Crowell Style
and this
group.
That's really cute, and you usually would spend a lot of money for something like that. I'm glad you're saving us money.
All the time.
I do want to ask one more thing. Did you say specifically what the lesson tomorrow is?
The workout?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you're not going to?
Nope. It's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
No, the truth is, I don't remember. I do them ahead of time. I upload a new video every week, but I'm shooting sometimes 2 and 3 workouts a week, so I can always stay ahead I didn't get a chance before our broadcast to go back and look at which one is uploading tomorrow morning. So I forgot.
I know, and it's
But
tough,
I'll
it's tough to keep track, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Not that we will never do a gem class live, we might, but all the gem classes, just like your workouts, are taped because Judy's showing different angles so you can see the muscle group that it's really supposed to be helping.
Right.
So we don't necessarily always shoot them in order. So I get it.
It's kind of like making a movie.
Yeah.
You're in this particular area, so you're shooting this scene, and now you go back to the beginning
Yeah.
of the movie, and you have to go
Right.
over here to shoot the beginning scene.
And then I'm trying to
kind of what we're
remember
doing.
what was I doing at the end of the first one?
Yes.
And I didn't even edit the Amethyst Mine yet. So it's one of those
it's
things.
hard. It's very interesting playing director, producer, and talent all in our
I'm not playing
videos.
talent. I'm just a guy that talks.
All right, guys, this has been fun. We hope you've enjoyed it. We always love spending our Sunday afternoon with you for as long or short of a time as you
We
with
love
us.
to hear where you're calling from always.
Yes.
Or watching from, I should say.
Sure.
And I'm going to type it out so Judy doesn't have to look at me.
With 3 heads.
Like, what does that
What's
say?
this city?
Yeah.
Phonetically. Maybe that's the better way to do it, too. So it's easy. Now, most of them have been very easy to pronounce.
Just to
even
read.
if I haven't,
Just to
even if I haven't heard of the city.
I'm much better on typewritten things.
We're going to be here same time next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So in case you were wondering, or if you're traveling and you're able to get Wi-Fi where you are, then maybe you can watch us from there. I love the fact that sometimes we've reached Alaska. People have been watching from Alaska, sometimes Mexico. There was a woman
Australia?
even watching from
Yeah,
Australia one time, which was so cool. It's just such a universal medium. It's so
somebody-
much fun to see who you can reach.
Somebody who's probably having insomnia because it would have been in the middle of the night there.
Yes, for sure. Have a great weekend. We love you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.